guys, welcome back to an episode of 12-inch Figure Fanatic. Remember to subscribe. So today, I mean, how many Iron Man figures are there these days? I can't even keep track. Between Iron Man and Stormtroopers with the Star Wars line, it seems like Hot Toys is just desperate to keep things rolling along on the assembly line. Anyways, this one is a fresh one, or is it? This is the 2.0 version of the Iron Man from the film Iron Man 3. It's supposed to be full metal, maybe a few more features than the original version. I get them all mixed up. I don't have the original 1.0 version to do a side-by-side comparison, but I am going to show you two other Iron Mans that I have just to, to kind of compare the quality and the build. So let's crack this thing open and see what we got. All right, like I said, over the years I've gotten kind of annoyed with all the different iterations of Iron Man, and I know there's some collectors out there that just they're collecting them like Beanie Babies. Just have to get each and every one, no matter how much garbage they put out, variations. So the box is pretty nice. It says deluxe version, movie masterpiece series, die cast, and it opens up on the side here. So you have these pull-out sections, kind of like a VHS tape. Okay, real weird here. So that comes out like this. There we go. And I guess the figure's in here. Nice, looks like a gravestone. All right, straight to the figure here. Ah, the new figure smell. Okay, so kind of heavy, as you would expect it to be, considering that it's got mostly metal parts. And I'm really loving the detail so far. Let's get these pieces out of here. All right, so yeah, a lot going on here. As you would expect, the intricacies inside here. Let's see, let's get a zoom in here. Look at that. So the detail's pretty good. And how reflexive the parts are. And this one you don't have the moving fingertips, but I would imagine that it comes with it. And yeah, I love how the Iron Man figures, they just have all of these moving parts and secret sections. I don't want to yank anything off prematurely, but this is the kind of figure where you have to read the instructions to know what's going on because there's so much. Yeah. Let's take that off. Oops, looks like I undid the, hope it's magnetic. Oh yeah. No problem. Okay. So, man, so it's got the scratch work on here. I love how they did that. Because this way, if I drop the damn thing, then I could say that it's part of the original figure. No, but it really does look nice the way they did the scuffs and scratches on here. I didn't like how perfect the Iron Mans were when the Hot Toys first released them, because if he's in battle, you'd expect some dents and dings. Yeah, boy, this is fantastic. So one of the other things that I like is there doesn't seem to be any looseness going on in any of the joints. Right? And that may be just because it's a new figure. If I played with it for a while, moved it around quite a bit, reposed it a few times, maybe that would start to happen. But I also appreciate that it's not too stiff either. So you get the impression that you can do a variety of interesting poses and get creative. So great figure so far. We're going to have to read the instructions to get it a little bit more into that one. So you've got a neck piece here for the head sculpt. Let's see how good that looks. So it looks pretty good. And this is, of course, he's all dented and dinged on the face. But they did a good job with that. They even did a gloss effect over here. And I don't think they've reused the Tony Stark head sculpts too much over the years, because I've noticed quite a difference between figures in how they approach it. And some people like a certain one and some people hate it. Some people take the Tony Stark head sculpt from one figure and put it on the body of another because they like that one. But yeah, so that's the neck piece there. Once again, I have to read the instructions so I know what's going on here. But it looks like this might come out of the wrists, maybe. And then we got some extra hands. And yes, we do have one where the fingers move. I love that. And the same thing going on with the other hand. And of course, you got the illumination in the hand there. LED feature in the wrist probably connects into the clear window here on the hand. And same thing with the stiff fingers here. They got some slight flexibility. Same scuff stuff going on here. Let's see what else. So you've got this alternate right arm, and really nicely done. So this isn't even sculpted. This is actual material, this sleeve here. And it just wraps around the plastic here. And then you've got actual wires in there. And you've got full rotation there as well. And it is seamless. So they went all the way on this one. Very nicely done. And then you've got some switch out pieces here. So if you wanted to make him look more damaged, I think this was part of the benefit of the deluxe version, is you could switch out these plates to make it more scuffed up than usual. And some alternate hands for that alternate arm. Extra damage here. Let's see how easy that is to replace. Yeah, pretty much just comes off and magnetically applied. Beautiful. There we go. And these look like the extra damaged shoulder pieces. Got two of these, and I think maybe these come out of a certain place and they're like rockets. And you've got a tiny little rocket. Two of them. And then this little device here. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's this, and this is the open version. That's what it looks like. And it's got a clear, maybe it's an antenna, clear section right here. And then you've got the battery. Because I think once he got pretty damaged enough, he had to recharge with the battery in the film. Not much to it. It's painted nicely. It's got these stickers on there. Yeah, not bad. And we've got the stand. Very elaborate stand, so it's raised quite a bit, which may be a complication for you if you have a Detolf shelf that maybe surpass the height limitations. And I forget if it lights up. If it does, I'm having trouble finding the switch. let's read the instructions. But it does have a nice nameplate on there. And that's metal. There we go. All right, so let me read the instructions, get the figure set up, and I'll show you it all lit up, and then do a side-by-side with the other two Iron Mans. See if I'm going to keep this figure. All right, so here it is all lit up. And one thing that I forgot here is that these components that open up, the side panels on the side, and even on the arm here, they've got LEDs in there as well. So let's turn the figure sideways a bit. So as you can see, all of these sections open up. I don't know why it's going off all of a sudden. So I've noticed that a few seconds after I plug it in, it'll auto shut off. So that's one annoying thing. I'll get to the most annoying thing in a second, but I just want to show you, I'm like at the same time thinking this is awesome, but also very conflicted. That little thing goes in here, that jumbo-looking, pen-looking thing we saw earlier. So here's the most annoying thing about the figure that is really frustrating me. Now, I've seen with Hot Toys before that when they have illuminated bases that they require a USB connection. But this is the first time I've seen a figure that requires it. I have two other Iron Man figures that you'll see in a second, and they're both battery operated. And yes, maybe initial setup, it's kind of annoying having to put little batteries in here and in this wrist and in the head and in the body, and you got batteries all over the place. But I still think it's better than having to have a bunch of USB packs lying around that you're now trying to light up all your figures at once and are running into headache. In this particular case, you actually need two battery packs, or at least two cables. See, right here I got this external battery pack here, and I could take another cable and run it through here. But essentially, you got two things that require a USB. Because let's detach this right now. And then connect it to the base. And then it's got a switch. So that looks pretty cool, right? You got the white above here, and then a yellow glow beneath, which looks pretty nice when you've got the plate under there, right? And there is some movement of this plate as well. And then there's the wires underneath that have some flexibility. So, see, now that shut off too. What is going on here? I don't know. Maybe it's something on my end. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much power to it. See, this is just another headache. There, now it's going on. It'll shut off. So I prefer that they stuck with the old way of having the battery packs. I mean the internal battery components. Let's look at the other Iron Man figures here now with this one. And I do love the movability of all the pieces, the details. Like I said, those LED features inside the figure, that's amazing. These little panels, some of them are easier to open than others, and they just feel kind of delicate, like they would break very easily. So let's back up a bit here. So this is the Avengers Iron Man. And then we also have Iron Man 2 Iron Man. So definite difference in size between these two, right? If you look at them side by side, let's lower it a little bit. So there's a height difference, maybe by about 3/4 of a foot in real scale. And then you've got this one here, which is a little bit closer. So the middle one is the largest, but even comparing these two. So this was This is also plastic as well. This one's plastic. And this one is metal. And this one actually feels heavier than this one. I mean, there's a little bit more chunky components going on here, but still quite a bit heavier. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what's your favorite Iron Man from which film. And I didn't want to collect all the variants. I know that in Iron Man 3 they brought out like 100 of them, and then Hot Toys was like, "Ooh, we get to make all these and make money." Whatever. So I just wanted to show you, just kind of for scale from past figures, because those are the other two that I have. Now, scale of 1 to 10. Once again, the fact that I got to plug something into this figure just to light it up, and an Iron Man really isn't complete unless it's lit up. So I'm going to take 2 points off for that. I tried going on Hot Toys website, looking at their historical news updates, releases, and finding out how Hot Toys justified switching from the batteries to requiring external USB power. But and I've said this before in my videos, but feel free to leave in the comments if you know the answer of why they did that switch. That's been annoying the hell out of me ever since. So other than that, I you know, especially with the blue LED lights on the inside components, I would have given that a perfect 10, but I'm going to give this an 8, just an 8. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time.